In the making of a film, many storytelling tools come to play a major role in the final product. From the directing to the acting, from the editing to the script, from the cinematography to the sound design. But there is one aspect that is often valued for its explicit meaning, but overlooked in its implicit connotation and its subconscious effect. That one being film music. Even before the technology allowed it, filmmakers knew that this was an essential asset. Over the years, scoring for motion pictures has become so diverse that you now have a huge range of musicians from non-symphonic backgrounds with multiple styles. But as many options as there can be, it's ultimately up to the director to decide how music should best serve the film. But the ability to make informed decisions about music should come ultimately from understanding the story. You can tell when music in movies do not feel motivated. It usually sounds like this.
Ronnie. I know your feeble mind only responds to age and authority, so listen very closely. Yet again, you are experiencing daddy.
The many characters, themes, and environments all play different motifs in a movie, and a great score should be able to enhance these ideas. Alejandro Landes' Monos uses a creepy, dreamy, and surrealist soundtrack to portray exactly that. Monos is a story about 8 teenage commandos: Bigfoot, Wolf, Lady, Rambo, Boom Boom, Smurf, Dog, and Swede, all of whom are working for a mysterious group called the Organization in South America. Throughout the entire film, these kids are trying to maintain a balance between their military duties and the youthful pleasure-seeking that comes with the age. Disaster strikes as they wander through beautiful mountains and dreadful jungles while watching over a North American hostage who makes multiple attempts at escaping from them. The movie's ambiances and sounds are so powerful that with only the use of them, you already get immersed into this horror, constantly fear-inducing scenario. This makes the need for a soundtrack to be very minimal, but whenever it plays, it becomes so ominous. It is a mix of different sounds and instruments, going from high-pitched whistles into glass bottles to strong electric sounds. Whenever music comes into play, it turns everything into a surrealist scenario, a nightmare-like fantasy. It is from another world, and yet it is created from what could exist in the world of the picture. Mika Levi is the person behind this weird combination of sounds. She has focused most of her career in making the music feel, in a very unrealistic way, like a part of the background of the story. She reads the spaces and characters so well that she wants a big portion of the sounds that come from the score to have the possibility to come from something that could exist in the world of the film. Alejandro and Mika joined to create such a minimalistic but ominous soundtrack. With it, they managed to portray the different faces, the colors, the extremeness of the environment, the mash of costumes, the absence of a specific time, place, or date. It is so distinct and emotional. It is composed of what it seems like the most random combination of noises, but it is so carefully planned. The soundtrack is part of the ambience. It melts into the natural Amazonian jungle sound so easy that it makes the entire film feel absurd and abnormal, but it works so well. We are now going to listen in separate scenes how music plays on different levels and for different motivations. This scene is part of the opening sequence of the movie. It starts with what you see, kids being kids. Everything we hear is the characters. But we see a new character arrive, the messenger, and as soon as he comes in, just listen.
Lady. ¿Qué? ¿Lo ves? Lady.
Llegó el mensajero.
That loud whistle leads into the internal conflict our 8 characters have using actual sounds. They are forced to stay quiet, but they have all this noise inside of them. It also adds power to the organization, because now we are hearing the influence they have over the characters. Let's watch this again, but in a later scene, when this character reappears after the kids stopped all communication with the group in a sign of rebellion.
Oh, maricas, ¿y para qué la dejaron caer? ¿La subo otra vez o qué? ¿Alguien dice algo?
It's the same score, and it emphasizes the oppression. The repetition of this is what makes it work so well. Another example of these sounds that get repeated throughout the film is the electronic-like sounds. Every time we get a sense of adrenaline, excitement, or freedom, we hear these massive waves of noise that ramp up and build those feelings within us, the audience. At first, it's very fun. Let's have a look at the scene where the characters are celebrating Wolf and Ladies Union. But now, here's the same music, but in an entirely different context. Bigfoot has just killed the messenger and has completed his process of the rebellion, making them free of the organization, but now heading into creating their armed terrorist group. It shifts. Now the tone is dark and creepy, the motivations have changed, even the same sound has changed. The music is being used as a story too. It flows with the characters and their growth. On my last example, I would like us to look at the way it adds a new level of surrealism too. The movie is also very strong in its visuals, but the music adds a lot of power to it. It creates the world the movie is meant to occur in. On the following scene, 3 of the kids have just eaten shrooms. Of course, this is meant to be a psychedelic trip. Let's watch the clip with no sound and see how the visuals speak. Now let's add the sound and watch it again. It feels unreal. That is the power of music. It can give so much power to the stories we are telling in such unique ways. They do not have to be your conventional orchestra all the time. It can be so much more. I believe Alejandro Landes understands his story and knows his characters so well that he knows what was appropriate for his film. That is when Mika Levi comes to play, adding all her juxtaposition of strange sounds. In this movie, it highlights the fear, paranoia, and power that presents throughout the film, making it a true experience. But it all requires a reading of the film and the places, people, and elements within it. Music is such a smart tool, and it can let your film be its own unique universe.